So, welcome to Future Eco Crafter. This is a project that came from a very weird dream, something that I'm very passionate about. Thank you to the Center for Service Learning here at UTA, as well as Campus Compact and the Public Arlington Library. Before we get started into the project, a little bit about me. I'm a second year here at UTA on the Sustainable Urban Design program. Even that I don't have any major degree related with education, that has always been something that I'm very passionate about. And just by talking with my mentor, Ms. Susan, here at the Center for Service Learning, I was able to develop this dream called Future Eco Crafters, which it was a 3-day program where kids had the opportunity to learn a little bit about sustainability and a little bit about recycling and how our environment is very important, not just now, but for future generations. How I started, thanks to a couple of friends, as well as Miss Lorena Topper, which is my life mentor, but as well a big important person on this project. Um, Thanks to the grant that we got with Campus Compact, I was able to put all of this together. As the end result, I was going to be having these diagram boxes with kids working to represent their own personal parks, or what that we look into how their dream environment was. First of all, I think one of the biggest challenges that we faced through this whole project was that I am the first UTA Campus Compact Civic Fellow. So UTA has never done this before. We didn't know how the road was going to be. We didn't know if we had to go left or right, or how a project was funded. We just didn't know how to do anything regarding this. So it was a big challenge for us just to get all these things together. But as well, we did a lot of brainstorm on, like, how can you teach a kid? Like I said, I don't have any knowledge of how to technically teach, other than the passion that I have for kids and for the learning, and this community engaged phase. So on the first day of this program, we talk about sustainability and just a little bit explanation on what it is, and what things can you do to improve your environment. So these sessions were about an hour and a half, where kids were able to explore, they were able to dream without any type of limitations. Normally, especially as you grow, you are faced with different challenges in your life, where they tell you, no, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, because then you can we don't have the money to do all of these things. Well, thanks to this grant, these kids were able to access different type of materials like planning and potting, plants, and all of this kind of stuff. And it was probably one of the most wonderful experience. I remember going into this classroom and just seeing the kids, and they were also excited, like, oh, what are we doing today? Or what are we gonna learn today? And through the whole process of the 3 days, you can see how these kids were starting as, oh, who are you and what's your name? And they were so split up between each other. And at the end, they all became a really big group. And I honestly didn't know what to expect. It was open to about 12 kids. So for every single day, I wasn't sure how many kids I was going to get. So it was great to learn that kids were actually excited to go the next days. So for day two, we talk about the Sustainable Development Goals and how they implement, or how they affect our world. So a little bit code that we all came together with was this one, how the SDGs are big kind of ideas that help people, animals, and our earth. So by the end of this program, or at the end of this day, kids were able to remember which sustainable goals were more important, especially the ones that we touched, which was goal number 14 and 15, which were the life on earth and life on land. One of the most passionate groups that I got in, I remember seeing their faces and being so happy about seeing the ocean reveal, talking about their favorite stuff, their favorite animals. And I couldn't think, I honestly would never forget their faces on how they were all doing all these projects. For our last day, and probably one of the most exciting days of this whole project, was their dream environment as well as their showcase. Here's a couple of pictures of how that day went. On this day, we put everything that we learned from day one and day two into these beautiful boxes on my right hand side, which basically explain what they learned. And I remember asking them questions, and without thinking about it, they would give me an answer like, "Oh, which development goal focus on the ocean?" And they would not just tell me the name of the gold, but they would tell me the number, which is something that not a lot of people know what they are. But if you take a look into what the development goals are, you will be aware that this world is doing more than just putting things together. So I'm very, very thankful to have the opportunity to work with the public library here at Arlington, Texas. Um, and I can't wait for what's next. So what's next for this project? Like I said, this is something that UT has never done before. We have never do a program like this, especially with funds that they don't come directly from the university. So for my goal for this project is a continuous collaboration with the Center for Service Learning, as well as we're looking to reach out more companies like schools, and not just on our area, but taking it to Dallas and Fort Worth, Texas, as well as hoping to make this a annual thing so the kids can have the opportunity to learn about sustainability not only on their schools, not only on their homes, but as well on their extracurriculum activities. If you think that you can support this cause, I would really, really appreciate if you can just send me a message through my LinkedIn, which is right here in this slide. But I just want to say thank you to everybody that support this, especially Morgan and Will. Thank you for all the support, not just virtually or through emails, but as well from the conference in Chicago, which I will definitely take a lot from. And for the Center for Service Learning and Miss Lorena Tuffer for giving me the opportunity to dream and have all these crazy ideas, and as well to everybody else that always say yes to me without putting any limitations to what I think. And just a little takeaway for you, I just remember that small hands can make a big difference if we support them first. Thank you.